It's finally Falcons Friday, and this here is Falcons Daily, and I am CG, your host. If you want to give FanArch a follow, who supports and sponsors this platform, they're up in the top left corner, FanArch. You can follow them at FANARCHCO on all the social medias. And me, I'm at Craig G Sports, CRAIG, the letter G, and the word sports. That's where you can find me at. Today we're going to take a look at the injury report, key matchups, and question about quarterbacks. Is there a quarterback controversy in Atlanta? First things first, taking a look here at James Pierce Jr., who was limited once again in practice on Thursday, yesterday. He has been nursing a groin ailment pretty much since the beginning of the season. Last week, he didn't practice on Wednesday, limited practice on Thursday, and then a full practice on Friday. This week, 2 back-to-back limited practices on Wednesday and Thursday. So we'll see what happens today if he gets on the field. I think he'll probably be listed as maybe questionable unless it's just more of a maintenance thing with Pierce. But again, we will see how that shapes out with him. He's you know, been playing very, very well for the Falcons. Nobody really played well this past Sunday against the Panthers. So, but first 2 ball games, JPJ was doing his thing. He was looking pretty good out there, getting off the edge, getting to the quarterback. He had the sack against the Vikings on Sunday night. That was really, really good to see. But what's not good to see is him on the injury report. That is not a good thing. But again, some of it could be maintenance, some of it could be gamesmanship. I think he's nursing something that could be flaring up on him, and hopefully he'll be good to go by the time we hit Sunday afternoon. Key matchup for me this Sunday is going to be the Falcons offense against Tampa. Oh my goodness, almost said Tampa Bay, against the Washington Commanders defense. Got to remember they have some veterans on that team. I mean, they're a veteran-laced squad. They've got, just looking at some of their statistics and things like that. I mean, they've got, of course, Von Miller, who can rush the quarterback. They've still got also Bobby Wagner in their defense. Sandra Still, Marshawn Lattimore. So they're not really relying Frankie Louvu still. They're not relying on a lot of younger players for the most part to get this done for them. They're kind of looking at some of these older guys too, who are out there doing things for them. But when it comes to getting to the quarterback, and for them, they've got 9 sacks on the year. Von Miller with 1.5 of those. Armstrong leads them with 3, and then Bobby Wagner has 2 of his own. I mean, coming from the linebacker spot, he's got 2 sacks and 3 tackles for loss. So, it's a key matchup for me. I mean, let's take a look at some of the numbers behind this matchup here. Key numbers that we're looking at. So, for example, here's it's the Falcons' offense, what they're ranked total offense against the Commanders' total defense. So, Falcons, as you can see, can rush the ball very well. They're 100, over almost 140 yards a game rushing. Commanders allowed just about 100. Falcons passing attack took a big hit on Sunday, and they're what do you call it? Excuse me. The Commanders right now 23rd in the passing game. So Falcons could probably get them there if they can get the pass attack correctly. Points per game, of course, is the one that's really off the skew because, again, the Falcons got shut out after scoring 22 and 20 points and then 22 points a week after. So, Commanders scoring defense, they allow 19 a game. Falcons are scoring 14 a game, and the Commanders allow 19. So, advantage Commanders right there. And then when it comes to your total offense and defense, Falcons total offense 13th in the league, Commanders total defense 20th in the league. The yards are pretty similar. So I think really can the Falcons run the football on this Commanders defense? Again, they've got a lot of tackles for loss. It's going to be a challenge for them to be able to do that. But they're when you look at the Falcons defensively, though, I mean, we're talking about, Commanders trying to stop the Falcons, what about the Falcons trying to stop the Commanders? I don't have a graphic for it, but this much I can tell you. Falcons right now, second in the league um, in total defense. We can tell you that. Also, Falcons, when it comes to the pass attack, very, very good. First in the league in passing, in defense, pass yards allowed per game. First in the league. The least amount of passing yards. They only give up 131 passing yards per game. Rushing attack, Falcons looking very good. They're right around 10th or 11th in the league in rushing yards a game, not even 100, 96.3 on the ground. So, and then when you look at the Commanders, they average right about 107 on the ground offensively. Or, excuse me, that's defense, my bad. Offensively, Commanders average 157 yards on the ground per game. So, I mean, there's key matchups anywhere and everywhere. I really feel like this game is closer than you think it's going to be. I think the Falcons hopefully will get the W, but again, it's going to take everything they've got. It's going to take a much better ball game than they played this past Sunday in Charlotte, because if they come out and play like they did this past Sunday in Charlotte, then again, we'll be looking at 1-3 going into the bye week. A question was raised by Zach Klein of WSB, who's in the media, usually at Flowery Branch for the Falcons, asking about Kirk Cousins and why he wasn't uh, in the quarterback competition. Is there a quarterback competition for the Falcons? And Raheem Morris quickly said no. And actually, Klein went on a podcast and presented that exact same question. And that question was on the Inner Circle podcast. So that's where it was. It was Matt Ryan, Aaron Donald on there as well. And Matt Ryan was able to answer the question for Zach Klein, well, in his own way anyway. He asked why couldn't Cousins compete for the starting job after Penix struggled on Sunday. I mean, really, the entire offense struggled. The defense did what they could, but it just was not enough because the offense just completely just didn't get off the bus that day. But Matt answered the question for him. And again, this is, our guy, Falcons Ring of Honor inductee, Matty Ice. He said, "You do not overreact to one horrible loss, and it was horrible. It's about continuity. It's about growing this guy as you're moving forward. It's been 6 starts. You're going to have a bad one." That's what he had to say, basically in defense of Michael Penix, in defense of Raheem Morris not making a change or not entertaining any quarterback controversy or competition. Because again, the situation's different. You can't just kind of flip-flop back and forth. I think that's more of a college football thing. Cousins was assigned to be the guy, right? He was signed to be our guy to get us there. I think it was very smart now when you look at hindsight 2020 for Terry Fontenot to even draft Michael Penix behind the fact, because you need to keep that position strong. Remember what happened when Matt Ryan left. We struggled for about 3 years behind the quarterback. And so when it comes to the quarterback position, again, Matt even went on to say, hey, Cousins had his chance. He did what he could, but then the team went into a different direction. But remember, he got hurt against the Saints and then played terribly after that. So the Falcons were forced to make a move. They had to put Penix in to see what they had out of him, and Penix played well. I mean, he went he was 1-2 last year, and right now he's 1-2, so for a grand total of 2-4. And really, only one of those was a bad game, and that was this past Sunday. I mean, he lost to the Commanders in overtime. He lost to the Panthers in overtime last year. And then again this year, the losing again to Carolina, and then losing to Tampa Bay the first game after the all the events of the fourth quarter. The go ahead touchdown, Koo missing the kick, what have you. So. And I'm with Matt. You don't want to flop back and forth, waffle back and forth, and put a new quarterback in anytime the one that's in the game pisses you off or doesn't play up to the standard. Penix was drafted to be the future quarterback of this team. The future came a little sooner than they wanted because Cousins got hurt. So you can't just go right back to Cousins. and put Penix back on the bench again and say, well, it's still not your time yet. That would really impede the progress and hurt and hinder. That would pretty much hinder everything you've done with Penix to this point. So I agree with Matt. You got to roll with Penix right now until he proves that he is completely incapable, which I don't think that's going to happen. You know, Penix can play. We're just down right now. We're struggling. You know, we had one really terrible game, and it's kind of hard for folks to let it go, and I understand that because I still have a hard time, looking at, Panthers 30, Falcons nothing when it pops up on the screen. It's just, I cringe at it. It's terrible. But, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it short today. We've had a couple of long shows this week. We're going to get this one, get you in and out of here in about 11, 12 minutes today. Make sure you continue to sound off in the comments. Let me know what you think. Give me some score predictions for this weekend. Give me a bold prediction, what you think is going to happen. Not even, whether you want to give it the score or stats or something that can happen during the game. What's on your mind? Let me know what it is, and we will chop it up with you here this weekend. We'll be back before kickoff on Sunday with more Falcons Daily. Give you another breakdown. Give you some keys to a Falcons victory, and a little bit more in-depth how they can get it done against Commanders, and also what the bye week will most likely look like for the Dirty Birds. So until Saturday or Sunday or both, stay tuned. I'm CG. This is Falcons Daily. Sayonara and buenos noches.